trucks blocking the access way for vehicles. As we continue down Elizabeth Street towards the march end, following the march parade route, we starting to get a bit more crowd. You can see they've catered for the disabled people with chairs there. The cameraman up on the tower there. It's almost like it turned into a casual stroll rather than a march. When you talk about march in military positions. You see the wives and girlfriends out there supporting their military partners. Certainly a lack of World War II participation, obviously due to the time that has passed and the age of most of those veterans now. Bit of a gap here in traffic. It's a good 600, 700 metres. Give the crowd a little break and St John's ambulance staff on scene. Must be some kind of fly past going on. Looks like a police helicopter. Yep, there'll be a police helicopter out there. Just trying to pick it up. It's a police helicopter. Plenty of law enforcement on scene. As well as military photographers, heaps of them out and about. If this is a ploy, but I'm certainly noticing a massive gap between sections of the march. You can see here some airmen, or now called aviators because you can't say airmen, and behind the airmen contingency there's another big gap. Just wondering if that's a deliberate ploy by the march organisers to separate the marchers into groups for security reasons. Looks like we've got some police or something on push bikes coming down. We'll just say live here for that. Actually, St John's ambulance on bike. Down here towards the end of Hyde Park, we've certainly got the police helicopter droning out any noise of the parade. Bit of crowd congestion, so the crowd is picking up as we go down further down the march. Plenty of mobile COVID check-in stations. As we cross Park Street again, more road blockage. Plenty of public order right police on scene as well. I'm seeing on the sidelines a lot of servicemen like myself not participating in the march. Just happy to spectate. Interesting feature across there. We've got two missile type statues. Some horses on the sideline there from the police and maybe the army. Here we've got the eyes left marker. The eyes left marker is identifying something that is significant, and here we got in respect to a superior officer casket at the cenotaph. So as the marchers march by, they should be doing an eyes left. Well, they're not really, but the crowd has been fairly consistent all the way through the march. Certainly plenty of vantage spots for the people. As we do a left turn, turning off Elizabeth Street. Plenty of servicemen on scene here. As the march takes a left turn into Liverpool Street, which quite coincidentally was just up here was where Defence Force recruiting was. I think it still is. It's where you go if you're from New South Wales. That's where you go to enlist. Just up here, across from the park, Defence Force recruiting for Tri-Service, Navy, Army, Air Force. Where you go do your testing. And on enlistment day, if you're from New South Wales, that's where you go. You get sworn in there in the morning. You jump on a bus, train, or plane and head off to your respective services. If you're going to enlisted in the Navy, you go down to HMAS Cerberus in Western Port, Melbourne, Victoria. Army and heads off to Kapooka at Wagga. They head off there by bus. Up until probably 5-6 years ago, probably more, Air Force recruit training was in Adelaide, so you flew from Sydney to Adelaide, but now it's at Wagga, so they bus down along with the Army recruits. And if you're going to officer enlistment, for Air Force you go to RAAF Base East Sale. Navy goes to HMAS Creswell at Jarvis Bay, and Army go to the Royal Military College at Duntroon. But there's also the ADVA, which is another specialist enlistment for officers, Australian Defence Force Academy, where you do a 3-year or 4-year degree, and then you start your military training. But it all starts here in Defence Force recruiting at Liverpool Street. It's to see the Marshals, Fire Brigade and SES are doing their bits, as well as St John's on their bike. Certainly called in all stops to make the city streets safe. This truck here, got trucks, got buses, semi-trailers, bollards. They're certainly taking their precautions. More city buses there blocking into the street. So got drones flying in the air as well. An example of the separation of marches with the previous group went through about probably 3-4 minutes ago, and we're still quite a ways off for this other group. We've got the flyby coming through. Well, still waiting for the next group of marchers to come through. You saw that fly past was only one plane, so I think they would have had a few more planes coming down or through. Well, I'm going to throw it back to you in the newsroom, Brendan, and I'll report any more further reporting as it happens.